Welcome back to the Invest in Yourself podcast. Today I'm joined by former Mafia associate Anthony Caucci. Anthony shares his life story as a criminal today. Anthony wrote a book about his life experience as a criminal named Mafia Made. I highly recommend this book to anyone that loves Mafia related content. Also, please be sure to subscribe to my channel for more interviews like this. And without further ado, let's get into Anthony's story. The way we can start this, we can structure it, your early life and then so on, what you were involved with and stuff like that, but, to start with the beginning, what was your early life like? Were there crime all around you when you were first growing up?
Yeah. Since I can remember, 5, 6, 7, I was, it was, it was everywhere. I didn't see much crime, like the actual crime. I knew that something was different for sure. I saw a couple ass whoopings. And then there was one ass whooping I'll never forget. It was Tony Plate. He had beat up a guy, a family friend of ours, Dick Byron, and they bloodied him really good. I was taking a leak in the bathroom, and he just happened to get a beating. And they ended up killing him.
Damn.
They didn't kill this guy, but they didn't kill him there. They just beat him up. They beat him up really bad, but they beat him good, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then a couple weeks later, a few weeks, maybe a month, I came home from school and I heard my mom crying in their bedroom, and I was tiptoeing through the house and shit. Her door was open and I heard her say, "Oh, they killed him. They killed him." I'm thinking, "Oh, fuck, who'd they kill?" Poor Dick. And then I put 2 and 2 together because Dick he's got his ass kicked, blood everywhere, teeth falling out. And then I thought, uh-oh. And my dad had told me, sort of what happened. Didn't tell me in detail, but I found out later on down the road that he had orchestrated a robbery from one of the Gambino capos down here in South Florida. And the only people who knew that this house was going to be empty was Dick, with George, they call him Dick or George, and my dad. So the capo, it was a Gambino capo, Anthony Gaggi. So Anthony was wasn't even supposed to be there. So he told my dad, "Hey, we need to fucking freshen up, throw some paint, to check this out, check that out." And there was also something wrong with his air conditioning. So I went over there with my dad. We walk around, there's no one there. And Dick goes over there and he does what he's got to do. They paint, they clean up, they make the house look good. Then a few days later, some guys bum rush the house, and Anthony's in the house with his wife. So they do a stone cold fucking home invasion. They beat him up. These guys don't know what they're doing. They have no idea. These are just a bunch of idiots, right? These are just a bunch of idiots that he said, "Hey, there's going to be an empty house with fucking $1 million paintings on the wall. We can clean up." Obviously, he didn't tell these guys whose house they were fucking robbing. So anyway, they go in there, they throw him a beating in front of his wife, and they get away with it, well, temporarily. Now, obviously, only 2 people are in question here. One's going to be my dad, and the other one's going to be Dick Byron. So my dad gets a phone call and tells, "Oh shit, this is what happened." So he gets sent for. They go down and they talk, and he's like, "No, it definitely wasn't me." And then they started thinking, well, Dick Byron was into them for $50,000 anyway for gambling debts.
Yeah.
And they go, "What about Dick?" And my dad knew this guy well. He's like, I can't say he's that smart, that intelligent to do something like this, but you'd never freaking know. The guy was in debt, and he was going to get another beating soon for the money he owed. So goes to find a figure. They found the guys, and then the guys ended up saying, "Yes, it was Dick who hired us. He told us X, Y, and Z." So when Dick was at the bar that day, they kept it quiet. Dick thinks it's a regular day going by. He thinks he got away with it, and he gets a beating in the bathroom, but he gets the beating in the bathroom for the $50,000 he owes. He thinks it's for the $50,000. He has no idea he's getting beaten because of this thing with Anthony Gaggi, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're not going to kill him right there in the restaurant, and they're not going to let him know that they know. So then what they do is they string it along, and they have someone from the outside call him and say, "Hey, we have a job, like an electrical job for you. This guy's coming in from out of town. Can you meet up with me? And, it's a huge job. So Dick's like, wow, yeah, the job's worth $100,000 job. He goes, okay, I'm going to be staying at this motel over there somewhere in North Miami. I think it was somewhere in North Miami. I can't fucking remember. Anyway, Dick is going to meet fucking Roy DeMeo. And he doesn't even know it.
Oh no.
Okay, so it's Roy DeMeo, Tony Plate, Anthony Gaggi. So Dick goes, goes to the bar, gives the fucking bartender a kiss and tip, and he's happy as a pig in shit. He's gonna go, sign this contract. Well, he opens the door, knocks on the door, and fucking boom, there's Anthony Gaggi, Roy DeMeo, and Tony Plate. They popped two of them, pop, dragged them into the shower, started cutting them up. They're gonna get rid of them. And then I think there was some construction workers on the outside of the building that, they heard some noise. So they left, they hauled ass. They left the body there.
Damn.
Yeah. So they were chopping him up. They had his head like halfway off.
Oh God, man. Yeah. So, I mean, you were definitely, since being a young kid, I mean, all this was going on and you were around it. I mean, that's something, man. I mean, I'm sure that, kind of instilled in you, growing up. I mean, did you know that you were going to kind of pursue that life that you were seeing around you?
No. I didn't think like, I want to be a gangster or something like that. That never crossed my mind.
Mm-hmm. But
then gradually, as I got older, my dad, when I was little, I was always making a score, something small though, little shit. We did a candy bar racket when I was in school, fucking 100 fucking boxes of candies of chocolate.
Uh-huh.
Right. And, I told the teacher at first, I don't want any, I want nothing to do with this shit. Right. So I had to fucking take one at least, you have to take one. And I give it to my dad. And he goes, what's this? I said, the school wants me to sell it. He goes, is it any good? Like, I don't know. Fuck, he took a bite and he's like, fuck, wow, this is good. So how much are they? And he goes, they're $2 a piece. So we went around to a bar and sold them in a second, like 10 bars. I don't know if how old are you?
I'm 22.
Okay. So in my days, it was a little square. It was a little square, brown box.
Uh-huh.
They had these little white chocolate bars in them, and they said Pizza Hut on them. So Pizza Hut was like the sponsor.
Oh, okay.
And so they were being sold through the school, but Pizza Hut was a sponsor. And I can't remember if you got 10 bars or whatever. So we went around and sold those real quick, and then they said, "Tell them you want 100 boxes." I'm like, 100 boxes? What do we do with 100 boxes? So I tell the teacher, "Want 100 boxes, but you want them for $1.50 a piece instead of we're supposed to be $2 a piece."
Mm-hmm.
So we start negotiating back and forth. The teacher's like, what the fuck are you gonna do with 100 boxes? She knew I was one of those kids that was just troublemaker.
Yeah.
So get 100 boxes and end up going around to the bars, and boom, half the people didn't even take the chocolate.
They're all wasted.
Half of them. Hey, give me 5 boxes. How much is it? $20 a box. Here's the C note. Here you go. Here's the buy. I don't want the fucking chocolate. What are you trying to do? Kill me, kid? Get the fuck out of here. So I got all this money and I got all this fucking chocolate left over.
Oh man. So that was. Oh, go ahead.
So then at the end we got what, fucking few $1,000s at least, right?
Wow.
Yeah. Well, $5,000. So then and half the chocolate left over. I go, what are we gonna do with all this fucking chocolate, Dad? And he goes, we're gonna return it. I said, what do you mean we're returning? He's gonna return and get our money back. I was like, that's the way it was. And then he's in on it with the fucking principal.
Oh,
I didn't even know about it. But the whole thing was between the church and the principal. I was like, what? And then he told me the whole scenario. I was like, wow, that was fucking good. That was good.
So after that kind of made you think like, there's some more potential opportunities like that.
Damn, this is walking around a bar selling candy. I was like, shit, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And at that time, I think that was the first time I met Chili. We kicked him back a little bit. Dad said, here's, a couple $100, go give it to that guy sitting down. And I said, well, who's he? He goes, well, he's the reason you can do this. Basically, that's the guy you need to. So I went over and said, here you go, Mr. Chili. He goes, what is this? Chili had the cigar. It's a little bit of money. He goes, I'd rather have a lot of bit of money, not a little bit of money. So
For the people that don't know who Chili is, kind of break down who he was, because he was a major figure back then.
Chili was a beast. He was a Bonanno Capo down here in South Florida. He was down here since I can remember. Right? People say, "Oh, he got shelved." Bullshit. Never got shelved. He didn't get sent down here because he's punished or anything. Nah, horse shit. Chili was down here, and there was no one badder than Chili. Nobody. He never lost a fucking sit down. When people say they don't care, they don't give a fuck. Chili was the guy that really never did give a fuck. He really didn't. He did not care. That was the downside. He didn't give a shit. He's on the phone in prison talking, and he goes, I don't give a fuck. And he really didn't really care. And he caught a case while he was in prison, talking on the phones.
Damn.
Yeah. He got a case with my buddy Natty with the damn credit cards.
Oh, really? Did they ended up getting sentenced for a while or extending it?
They only gave Chili an extra 2 years. He was in on a 10-year piece, but they gave him an extra 2, and then everyone else got 7, 8 or something like that, because he was on the phone in the captain's office.
Really?
Oh yeah, Chili had it like that, on the phone in the captain's office.
Damn,
and that's where they because he wasn't going to use the payphone inside the prison. He was going to the captain.
You see, do you think it's like that now? Like a captain can go in there and do that?
No, not like that. It's not the way it used to be. Everyone's scared to death. They chopped the legs off the mob. I mean, Chili called me when I was 20 years old. I needed to do something, 20 or 21. And I was 21. He called me from the captain's office because this was important. This was about bringing some dope in from American Airlines. Obviously, I can't tell him that on the phone. I just said, listen, I got something. I need to see somebody. He goes, okay, go down here, go talk to this person. And I went there, and then someone else called and I knew who the guy was. And I told him, listen, I said, we got an opportunity if we can get the dope off the airplane, but I just don't know if you know anyone who can from Miami or Fort Lauderdale International. Do we know anybody? And he goes, let me look around. I'll let you know. And I really didn't think they did, to be honest. Right. But I always like to throw them a bone once in a while, because you throw them something and they're always thinking, all right, this kid's not just fucking making money. He's trying to get us involved in something. So you say, hey, and he came back like, yeah, we can get it off. I'm like, really? So we had a meeting at Denny's with this kid, and I said, listen, we're going to bring in 100 bricks and we're going to stick it, in here. And he goes, no, don't do that. Just stick it in the luggage. I was taking 2 suitcases, put them here, and I'll take them off. And I said, then what? He goes, well, I'll just meet you in the front of the airport. I'm thinking to myself, just like that, walk in a plane, grab them. You can meet me in the front of the airport? And he goes, yeah, I do this all day long. That's all I do. I'm a baggage man. That's what I do. I go on the plane, I grab them. And I said, man, this sounds too fucking. Because I talked to Steve. I said, what do you think? He goes, if he says he can do it, he can do it. So anyway, the day comes and boom, he calls. We're all set up. Plane lands. I got it. Meet him in front with and he's in the golf cart. Boom, into the truck, and off I go, just like that. 100 bricks.
Wow.
100. Yeah.
100 of them. God damn, man.
Like that. Oh, jeez, damn. So it went.
So,
good.
And what ended up leading up to that? You becoming a big drug dealer. I mean, because I seen on your book, on the back it said when you were 16, you knew the ins and outs of crime and really the streets. So was that kind of the age when you started to aspire to be a drug dealer?
14, 15. There was a guy down the end of the street that he was up to no good. My uncle kind of picked it out. He was like, that guy. And then my uncle said to me one day, he goes, hey, see if you can get something off this guy. I said, what? How do you know he's, doing this? He goes, well, trust me, I know. So I knew the guy, I knew him pretty well. And I said, hey, can you, get an ounce? He goes, who's it for? I said, my uncle. He goes, all right, I'll give it to you, but you're responsible for it. So anyway, my uncle ended up fucking losing it. losing it this way, losing it.
Oh, I was gonna say, how do you lose all that?
Wow. Now I gotta pay. I'm like, oh shit. So I had to go back to the guy and say, listen, here's the deal. I got 200 of the 700 or 500 I owe you. I think it was $500 back then an ounce. And he goes, where's the rest? And I told him, he said, I need another 1 or 2. I said, but this one I'm going to take care of because I know all the people now. I know everyone. So I went around and boom, boom, boom. In 2 days, had it. Bang. I was like, damn, hold on a second. I just made $1,000 in 2 days, just like that. And I'm like 15 years old. So that was good. Then I went boom, boom, and just snowball effect.
Mm-hmm. I guess we can keep going with the drugs. I mean, like, when was your first biggest, connect, and what was that situation like?
Well, that one with the airlines, that ended up being huge.
Okay, we can expand on that one then. I mean,
that came out to those were thousands and thousands went through. So never got
you were
caught.
able to, never did. Damn. So I mean, you were able to keep doing it for, I suppose, how many years?
Years. I ended up passing that. He wanted to keep the guy in Colombia, my buddy Carlos. He wanted to keep going, and I was like, you know what? I didn't like. It was just too fucking easy, and I didn't like the fact that he's over there, he's in Colombia, I'm over here. I said, listen, you guys go ahead and keep going if you want to go. I'll step back and just give me some of this, but it ended up being, let me think. There had to be 70 tons over the years.
Damn.
70 tons at least.
Yeah,
more. We did the math the other day. It was either 70 tons or 700 tons. It was a lot. It was a lot. It was like 200 a week at least.
Mm-hmm.
At least every week, just constant for 7-8 years. Never got caught, nothing.
Damn.
Yeah.
So then after you would get it smuggled in, I mean, what would the next steps be? Would you be out distributing, or?
No. I would, it depends on who was doing what. If I needed 100 bricks for myself, then yeah, I'd sell it to whoever I knew.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we just hold them. Sometimes I just sit there and hold it and then wait because, when you've got X amount of shit coming in, you got to leave it with someone who's trustworthy. Right. So There was a time we had, I don't know, was it 3,000-4,000 bricks sitting in the house?
Jeez.
4,000 bricks sitting in the house. And you got to be, and you're not taking, guys, when they want shit, you're not selling them one, they want 50, they want 100, they want shit like that. And you're not picking the bricks up and driving to McDonald's and meeting them in a parking lot like that. It doesn't work like that. They come over usually to a house and, they'll pull in the garage or something, load up and they leave. There's no exchanging it. There's no money exchange. There's nothing. Then when they're done selling it, then they'll come back and they'll pay. But it's always on the front, always on the front.
Yeah. Is that what kind of helps it, prevent from being caught?
Stop from getting killed. Because if they want to rob you, they got a week to rob you. Because you're just giving it to them.
Right.
You're just giving it to them. Say, I'll see you next week. Some guys will be back in 5 hours. Here's the money. Boom. Give me 100 more. And it works like that. But you got to be careful that people know there's shit in that house. That's what you got to watch out for.
That's true.
I never got jacked, but Carlos got jacked through a buddy of ours. And it was for 100 bricks. They were keeping it at a lot of times we kept it with an old lady. Just an old lady, 60 years old. She's sitting there, no one would ever suspect her. And guys were on the way to do something. And right when they got there, because there was an old lady and I think her son was staying in the house. And they called and they said, don't come by. The cops were here. The cops were here. And everyone was like, what do you mean? But the cops are here. But you arrested? No. They robbed us. The cops robbed us. And we're thinking, wait, the cops robbed you. Now, that could happen in Miami. It could happen anywhere, right? Mm-hmm. Found out down years later, actually, when we were in Coleman, in prison, Carlos was there with the other guy who we suspected had something to do with it, but he wasn't 100% sure. And then the guy said, hey, I want to talk to Carlos. And Carlos was like, I don't know you. I'm talking to you. And he was sending messages to him, when Carlos was in one dorm and this guy was in the other dorm and I was in another dorm. So Carlos is getting messages. This guy wants to talk to him. And Carlos like, I don't know you, motherfucker. I'm not talking to you. And he goes, tell him this. And he gives him the address. Tell him these numbers, 3765 Northeast 8th Street or wherever. And Carlos went, hold on. Because you got jacked for 100 bricks. That was the message. And he goes, all right, I want to talk to this guy. He sat down. He said, "You got jacked for 100 bricks over there. This motherfucker in this unit, which the other guy was in, we were all in prison at the same time, all three of us. That's the one who fucking organized it." And he goes, "Motherfucker." He knew it, but he couldn't prove it. Now he knew it for sure. Yeah.
So he was never able to recuperate all that then?
No, that was what, 10 years later when he found out? 10 years.
Oh, okay.
Gone by.
Oh, so he just kind of at that point, is that when you guys were kind of getting out of it or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, you also had a lot of mob ties. Growing up, obviously you knew, from like your story at the beginning, you knew them since you were growing up. But when were you starting to have one-on-one encounters with these guys, like as a criminal and making money? Did you ever make money with any of the guys?
Not on the drugs, except for the first thing I was telling you about. They did an introduction and that was it. They didn't have to, there was no more, shit would come, they would get paid, we would get a fucking bag of money, it'd get divvied out. That was it. People happy.
Yeah,
right?
Because they didn't really mess with drugs and stuff like that. Then
That's what they say. They're full of shit.
right, yeah, that's what they say. Yeah, but
shit, man. They're so full of shit. They ain't letting any money slide through their hand. But after that, as far as drugs go, no, I never did anything with them as far as drug goes. Counterfeit money, yeah. Stolen booze, yeah. Clothes, yeah. Stolen booze, clothes, shit like that.
I suppose
collecting money was a good one.
Okay. Kind of expand on, each one. I mean, if you can, say what crime family that you were, making the money with, on that certain subject, or I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you're able to talk about, who.
Yeah, I got. That's why I'm thinking of. Did we get arrested for it? Because if I got arrested for it, but there's some. It's not a big deal, like counterfeit money.
Okay.
We got there was a few. I don't know. Was it $10 million in counterfeit money? You pay 10%.
Damn.
Yeah, and it was good. It was really good, and you hand it out to everyone. They, some guys get caught. And they kept their mouth shut. Usually, it was the idiots at the strip clubs.
Oh, okay.
They're over there. Hold on a second. One day you're over here, you have no money, and now you're spending. You're. There was another. What was that? Who was that crew? It was the Gambinos. Here's a good one. Now there was no money in it for me, but this was one of the big scams that was quite famous back in the days. They would make fake. You get a fake ID, right? Mm-hmm. Well, it wasn't really fake because it actually came from DMV. It came from driver's license plate, and they're duplicating either paychecks or a cashier's check, right? Which was simple. It's a cashier's check. It's not back then. Now you got a fake cashier's check. They know you could bring it to the grocery store and they know it's fake. They have something behind the counter. They know instantly it's fake. Back then, they needed to put it in their bank account. It would have to go through 4 or 5 days until it would come back. No good. Mm-hmm. They got a whole week to rob you. As long as you showed your identification with the cashier's check, they figured, all right, we're golden. So they go down there and get a fake driver's license. It'd be their picture, someone else's information. So whatever information's on the cashier's check. So these guys everyone was doing this. All right. So in South Florida, the Colombos had the connection to the driver's license. So you're going through Joey Flowers and Reynolds and his crew. They had it was a black lady out of Pembroke Pines. Right. So she was the one. Mm-hmm. You make the deal, blah, 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 you go get your driver's license because everyone's doing the same racket down here and they're all working together in one way, shape, or form. So you get your driver's license and they're buying merchandise from department stores, Home Depots, compressors, stereo systems, you name it. They go and they buy it. Now, when it's a cashier's check, when you return it, you get cash back. Okay, because there's no credit card. You're not getting credit back. Mm-hmm. Cashier's check is just like cash. So you'd buy $5,000 worth of shit. You'd sit on it for a day or two, and then you'd return it, and you get $5,000 cash back. That's what. Okay.
So that's how they got their money.
That's how they got their money. All right?
Damn.
What happened was there was a guy named, what the fuck was his name? Ariel Hernandez. Mm-hmm. And he was Cuban. I think he was Cuban. And he used to go to a strip club. I think it was the Dollhouse. Yeah, the Dollhouse. I'm pretty sure it was the Dollhouse. And if not, it was one of the other strip clubs in Miami. This girl, he used to like. There was a girl he used to like over there, and they would go in acting like a bunch of mobsters. Everybody knew who they were. Obviously, it's like fucking Goodfellas with the champagne and shit. Right? Look at us. So one night he tells her, meet me after work. So she goes home with him, and he ends up killing her. Right at a motel. They're at a motel. He ends up killing her. So Hernandez gets on the phone and calls his capo, which was who the fuck was it? That wasn't Charles. Steve. Might have been Steve. I think it was Steve. I can't remember his name. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Capo. You can find it on. You can Google it. He calls his capo and says, "I got a problem over here. I got a problem." He says, "What?" He goes, "It's a problem." So he goes down and they got a body. He did, he choked the girl, and he was last seen with her. So this guy calls his capo, which is Tony Pep. Tony Pep was a big shot, but he's in Atlanta, but he's supposed to be running South Florida, but he's in Atlanta, right? Mm-hmm. So he calls Tony Pep and says, here's the problem. Yeah, you fucking make it go away, whatever it is, make it go away. So what do these idiots do? Now, these guys were not very smart. They take this girl and they stick her in a box. They had bought a stereo. Okay, they had bought a stereo on their fake ID with the fake cashier's check. And they bought it from Macy's. I believe it was Macy's. So they stuff her in the box and they stick her in the back of a truck and they drive her out to Alligator Alley. I don't know if you know what Alligator Alley is, but it's just a straight shot of nothing but sawgrass for miles and miles and miles and miles. It's like the desert, but it's sawgrass and water and alligators. It's the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
It's like the desert. There's miles and miles of it. So they're going out there, and as you're driving down Alligator Alley, you can drive towards the West Coast. And every half hour there's a little bridge or so, and you can go off to the right, and there's a little dirt road that'll take you down forever, right? And you can go fishing down these little canals and shit. So they drive down there. They take one of the dirt roads, and they throw her ass in the water. Okay, they didn't go very far though. They should have went really, really far, right? And they should have dug a really deep hole. So they dump her, and they come back, and they think that's it. Okay, girl goes missing. Everyone's looking for her. And lo and behold, a few days later, this fucking fat cocksucker's out there fishing with his kid, right? Fishing for bass. Mm-hmm. And the father recognizes, he sees this box, it's all taped up and it's floating, and it just doesn't look right. It just, he's thinking, wait a minute, you got a big ass box, duct taped, and it's fucking floating. So he puts, he's going to go check it out. He goes and pulls it in, cuts it open, and boom, there she is. And boom, there's the girl. So they call the Indian police, because that's Indian town, Indian reservation. They come out, and the box that they had put her in, right? Remember the barcodes?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They take this box, they take it down to the crime scene thing. They get the barcode, and lo and behold, it comes back to Macy's. Right? So they know it was shopped at Macy's. Then they go to Macy's and they say, hey, and they start doing the little computer work, and they figure, wait a minute, we've got their ID and a copy of the check. So now they know exactly who bought the box. Guy's got a fake ID. He used it to buy the stereo with his picture on it. Then they go and go, okay, they know the girl was missing from the strip club. So they take the picture and they take it to the strip club, and they go, is this the guy that was with her that night? They go, yes. Then they go and they arrest his ass, and boom, down goes the whole fucking crew, just like that.
Damn, just that's all it takes, They put two and two together.
I'm telling you, they went down. They all went down. Tony Pep went down, and he was in Georgia. he was in Georgia. Fat Charlie went down. I think the guy's name was his last name was, I fucking can't remember his name. Anyway, so the whole fucking crew goes down because of one fucking idiot. First of all, he kills a girl for no reason. That made no sense,
Yeah, no, man, that is definitely some rough shit. I mean, because you never know. I mean, what something's gonna lead into, and it was just so happened to be that guy's fault for killing that girl. I mean, that's a horrific, pretty story. You know what I mean? So, I mean, the cops, they got an unlimited resource, like they say, and they they got all the time in the world to try and figure shit out. I mean, and that one was pretty easy for them to figure out, I suppose, but. Then that's all it took. And you said that guy ended up flipping, right?
Oh, did he? What happened? Here's what happened to Hernandez. Hernandez was this is a federal case, right? You got FBI's involved. Is it? He didn't go across state lines, but they were going to charge him federally first. Mm-hmm. No death penalty in the feds for that. So now they tell him, you tell us everything, or we're charging you in the state. And you're going to get the electric chair, buddy. Damn. So now he went from, it was an accident. I think it might have been an accident. It was, she just wanted some rough sex and this and that. And that he told everyone it was an accident. There was what's the reason to kill this girl? Why? And still, the question is why. Mm-hmm. Didn't seem to have any wasn't a nut job. But still, to choke someone to death isn't easy. The first thing they do, for people who don't know, is when you're choking someone out, first thing they do is they pass out. It's not like the movies where you choke them and they die, right?
No.
You watch MMA fights all the time. Guys get choked out, right? And they don't die. They pass out. When they pass out, you let them go, and they're fine. Yeah. To kill someone with the choke, man, you got to hold that motherfucker for a long time, for a very long time. So he apparently... Well, that's what he said. So he says it's an accident. They said they're going to charge him in the state unless he starts talking. Then now he turns around. This is great. He says it was a sanctioned hit. He went from accident to a sanctioned hit because she knew all, what they were doing with the stolen credit cards and the checks and shit like that. So wait, I'm thinking, wait. They're going to whack out a girl for a stupid credit card scheme? Really? It's not a big pinch at all. It's not a big deal. I mean, the RICO part's the worst part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
They're going to whack out a girl for that? That just doesn't make any sense. Especially a girl.
Yeah.
Especially a girl.
Yeah.
So now that's what he ended up, saying, happened. That it was a sanctioned hit, And then Tony Pep had to aliquate. He had to get up there. Well, he didn't have to, but he did. He said, because they were going to give him 20 years. They were going to give Tony Pep 20 fucking years for that. And he was already in his 60s with throat cancer, like everyone else with throat cancer.
I suppose I was going to ask you as well. So the people that don't know, Anthony is, you're from South Florida. That's where you were born and raised. That's where you were doing all the crimes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, did you, go ahead.
Then obviously I went to Japan down.
Oh, yeah.
And then
we'll get into that one too. That's a good story too. I want to get into that one too. But I was going to ask you, did you ever have any dealings with any of the Traficante family down there?
Traficante, me? No.
Damn.
Oh, so no, they were mostly up north Orlando area.
Mm-hmm. So they weren't really around there.
Nah, not much, especially in 80s, 90s.
Okay.
They were earlier 70s. They were pretty big.
Yeah, that's true. Because after that, he ended up getting sick and stuff towards the end too. He was a lot older.
Mm-hmm.
But I was gonna ask too. So what other your buddy too? He what was his name again? You said Carlos. Yeah, he was also part of the cartel.
Mm-hmm.
One was that connection with him. Because that kind of opened up more connections with you and the cartel.
Right. When was it?
Yeah.
I was about 16, 17 years old.
Oh, damn. So really young.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, were you guys starting out doing crimes and stuff together, or was he kind of doing his own thing?
He was doing his own thing. I was doing my own thing, but then as we, you don't ever just, unless you're Willie Falcone and Sal Madruga, those guys were just buddy, they were just partners all the way through. I did my thing. He did his thing. And if I ever needed anything, it would come my way. But he did a lot of other shit without me, But one of my, let me give a good story for you. When I was 16, was it 16? Yeah, it was 16. When I was 16, I got caught with just an ounce. Just an ounce. It was a small amount of drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And I got set up by this guy, Tony Lopez, and it was Hollywood Police Department. Okay. So I'm going to meet this guy, it's like fucking in a parking lot. Right. So I gets in the car, I do a little deal. And here comes Hollywood Police. And, well, I didn't know it was them. I didn't know it was Hollywood Police. Black van comes stopping right in front of me. I'm like, oh shit. People were getting killed all day long during that time, getting jacked for an ounce of coke. I mean, everyone was getting knocked off for nothing, just stupid shit. Really, I mean, stupid shit. They were shooting people for flicking their headlights. That was a gang initiation back then. If you got someone that flicks their high beams, you're driving with your high beams on, and they flick it at you to shut your shit off, boom, don't do that. You can get shot.
Yeah, I've heard that.
People getting killed for stupid shit. So this fucking van comes screeching in front of me. And I'm like, oh shit, all black van, like the goddamn A-Team, right?
Yeah.
They slide the door open. They got fucking masks on. I can't see shit. I think it might have said police, but I wasn't looking. They came out so fast, gun to my head. I had a girlfriend was in the car. She shouldn't have been there. Gun to her head, and they throw me on the ground, and I'm looking underneath the car at her, and she's looking at me, and ends up being the police. I'm like, oh, whew, thank God.
Yeah, I mean, because that could have went a whole nother way if it was someone else.
Yeah. So I'm they start searching the car and shit, and they find my driver's license, and they go, oh shit, he's only 16, he's only 16. He's not going anywhere. He's not going to prison. No. But she is, she was 18.
Oh damn.
And I'm thinking to myself, get the fuck out of here. She didn't know anything. And really, I didn't know she could get in trouble for this. She had nothing to do with it, but she was just sitting there. They charged her ass with that shit 100%.
Not even you or both of you?
Charges both, but she was the adult.
Really?
So they charged her like they charge her the same as if it was me. She didn't have a single. She was just there. Had nothing to do with it, but just because she was there, that's the law, I guess.
Is that still the law? Because imagine if like some 16-year-old kid, like say if you were with your mom, and then she gets charged. I mean, that's insane. I wonder if that's still the law. I mean, that's
insane. Now, Did she know I was doing it? Yes. Did she have anything to do with it? No. So I guess it has something to do with intent. Did she know? She knew, but she should have not been there. But if someone just springs something on you, like, oh shit, I had no clue you were doing this, then no, they really can't. They can't charge you with that.
Yeah. I mean, but she
knew.
She knew, and she kind of admitted that right away, or with the cops.
She kept her fucking mouth shut, which was amazing.
Damn.
She kept her mouth shut all the way to the damn end. She never talked.
Damn.
She just never talked. And I had gotten out, and I was on bond for 2 years, and they said, your girlfriend's going to prison. Your girlfriend's going to go to prison, and you may walk. Well, I didn't even come close to walking because they charged me as an adult. So here I am. This I'm going to tell you a story. You guys, one of these stories that you're like, no, can't happen, impossible.
Let's hear it.
I'm in fucking juvenile detention, right? And I'm thinking, fuck it, no big deal. So, 21 days is what it is, right? And I'm in there with these black kids that had 2 kilos of crack and stole a car and got caught with a gun. All right, 2 kilos of crack. And I'm like, damn, cracker, you're gonna be out of here. Don't worry about it. You fucking don't worry about it. You'll be out of here in a few days. So my dad comes and visits me, and he goes, listen, we got the judge. Now, my dad was such a bullshitter, right? He was such a fucking bullshitter, and I could tell he was just trying to make me feel good. He goes, you know Tom Lynch, and Tom Lynch was one of his business partners. He goes, Tom Lynch? I go, yeah. He goes, well, Tom Lynch's son is a judge. So we got I said, he goes, he's going to put a word in. This fucking case ain't going anywhere. I said, okay. My dad was thinking, I'm a juvenile, nothing's going to happen, right? And then my dad's going to take the credit. That's going to be one of those things. We got him out. He's going to have a couple drinks. We got him out. We knew the judge, blah. Okay. Well, here I am. It's like day 21. I got to go see the judge. I'm chained up to everybody. And we're sitting in the jury booth because that's where they put us. They put all the prisoners in the jury booth. And you got to go in there and see what the judge is going to do with you. You know, either he's going to let you go home to your parents, or they're going to keep you in juvenile, or they're going to send you to juvenile detention for, a long period of time. When I walk in, I sit down and I see this judge with a long ass fucking beard. It looked like Abraham Lincoln, but really long beard, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I see his fucking name thing. Thomas Lynch Jr. And I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. How in the world did they pull this off? Now I'm thinking, God, the mob, boy, they're strong. They got me in front of Tom Lynch Jr. This is crazy. So I'm sitting there inside, my stomach's doing fucking backflips. I'm like, wee, I'm out of here. No one's going to believe this story. So he goes, I got to bring it, before we get started, I got to bring it to the court's attention that I am friends with the defendant's father. Therefore, Anthony Caucci, I have to recuse myself. Now I'm going, what the fuck does recuse mean? I had never heard that word before. I was like, what the fuck does that mean?
I haven't either.
Right? I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? Recuse. And the black kid goes, damn, your daddy knows the judge. And I'm like, oh, man. And they go, sorry, Mr. Caucci, you're going to have to get a new judge and da-da-da-da-da-da. Man, I did not hear the end of it when I was back in the holding tank with the black kids. God damn, what kind of motherfucker judge did let you go? He knows the daddy. I whooped that judge's ass. He could have let you go and not said anything. I was like, yeah, he could have. So I go back to my dad had no clue I was going to get in front of that judge. That was just a 1 in a million.
Oh.
That he had no clue. When I told him that, he was like, guess who I had as a judge? I said, fucking Tom Lynch Jr., and he didn't let me go. Fuck you, motherfucker. And now the next day, because I got to reset my fucking another judge. I got to go back in front of another judge. I get a visit from this well-dressed black lady. And I know she's not a judge. She's a caseworker. And she goes, well, Mr. Caucci, you want the good news or the bad news? And I'm like, I don't like any of that shit. Doesn't sound good to me. No, it does. When you say that, it doesn't sound
I know.
good.
I hate that shit.
She goes, well, the good news is they're going to send you down to the county jail. Okay. And you can bond out. But the bad news is they're charging you as an adult. I was like, what? An adult? For what? She goes, what did you do? I said, what did I do? I didn't do nothing. I gave him a fucking ounce of coke. What did you have? She goes, you gun? Did you shoot? What did you do? I said, I didn't do shit. Ounce of coke, no violence, nothing. She's flipping through the papers going. She goes, what kind of last name is this? Indian? I said, no, I'm Italian. She goes, oh, you fucked, boy.
Damn.
They got them an Italian white boy.
That's what you always hear, man.
You're Don Gotti now. I'm like, oh God.
Yeah.
Because you're white. Because she goes, I see cases like this all the time. They fucking let them go. All the time. You're a white boy. I'm like, motherfucker. So we go down there and she was right. My get bonded out, this and that. Then I get my judge, right? So finally, years go by. Well, not years, but my first court appearance. What judge am I going to have? And my attorney goes, boy, you got some fucking luck, kid. I go, what? He goes, your judge. You go, this judge? This isn't a drug judge. This is a death penalty judge.
Really?
What are you kidding me? He goes, no, this guy doesn't see drug cases. He sees death penalty cases. He tells me this. He sentenced more people to die in 18 months than any judge in history.
Damn.
I'm like,
So,
you had to tell me this shit. His name was Thomas Coker. You can Google his ass. Thomas Coker. So I get in front of this guy, old man, and he goes, what is this case doing in front of me? That's exactly what he said. What is this? What is this? 1 ounce of cocaine, charges an adult? What for? And well, let me back up a second. Before they did that, when I was still in juvenile, right? I get sent to another judge and they're gonna do this paperwork. It's called the direct file. And I get in front of this judge, and it's like in his office, like in his chambers and shit. And he goes, what is this? What is this kid here for? Oh, we're charging him as an adult. And he goes, why? Oh, because what they say, his mentality. That's what they said. He's not the average 16-year-old. And the judge is like, what did he do? He sold an ounce of cocaine, but he's got the brains of, he's not an average 16-year-old. So you're charging him for an adult on his very first offense. And I go, yeah. He goes, well, guess what, guys? You didn't fill the papers out right. So if you're not back here in 30 minutes, I'm letting him go. I was like, well, they were back there in fucking 15 minutes with everything ready to go.
oh, geez.
Yeah, they were back real fast. So anyway, now I'm in front of Coker. And Coker's like, what the fuck is this? I go, oh, he goes, an ounce of cocaine. And he goes, yep. He goes, we're charging him as an adult. And he goes, no priors, no nothing. He goes, listen, you go, guys, I want you, the attorney and the prosecutor, go in the hallway and make this go away. Make this go away today, please. I don't want this on my docket. So I'm like, all right. So the attorney goes out with the prosecution. They're out in the hallway. And they go, okay, blah, 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 blah. Bottom line is they want me to cooperate. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
Come back. They go, just put a name on a piece of paper. I says, can't do it. Can't do it. No names on a piece of paper, no phone numbers, no nothing. Can't do it. I don't know nothing anyway. So then he comes back to the judge, and the judge goes, what happened? He goes, well, the only way that they'll do this is if he cooperates. He goes, well, we could plead him down to possession with intent. Guilty, possession with intent right now, because I'm going to go home on probation.
Yeah.
That ounce shit was a 3-year minimum mandatory. There was no way around it. Absolutely no way around it. Either they had to reduce the charges or I had to cooperate. Now, they could have reduced the charges if they wanted to. Okay. Because they upped the fucking charges. It should have never been. It wasn't an ounce. It was 27.5 grams, which is under an ounce.
Yep, okay? Just by a hair.
Just by a hair. It ended up weighing 34 grams.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. A miracle. And the judge even says, he's the only drug dealer I know that gives more drug. You know, he gives gives extra. I've never heard of people that gives extra. It's always short, but he gives extra. So I was telling my attorney, I said, well, listen, no two cocaines are the same. Can't they just bring it to a lab and check, see what's in there? Because you'll see there's a difference. Or they put, fucking some duff or some fucking sugar. Who knows what the fuck they cut it with? They put something in there. I said, just go in there and take that shit out. He goes, the Florida law says a substance containing a detectable amount of cocaine. So you can have a pound of powder or flour and just a sprinkle of cocaine, and they're charging with the whole pound.
Oh, damn.
That's the way it is, because people were trying to, look, if I got a brick, I got a kilo, but I cut half of it with, fucking laxative. Well,
yeah.
Fuck, you charged me with a half kilo. No, your intent was the whole kilo. That was your intent. So they charge you with that. So it's a substance containing cocaine. So when they added that shit on top of it, it added an extra 4 grams.
Oh, okay. Damn.
Now, the lawyer said, look, we can take water out. Water doesn't count. So if you were like at 28.5, we might be able to get a half a gram of water out. But when you're at 34, you ain't getting that much water out of it. No way. So the judge knew. He knew there was some dodgy shit going on. He fucking knew. Then he says, you plead him out. And then he plead him down to possession with intent. He goes, no, we're not going to do that. So then he addresses me. He says, Mr. Caucci, these are the minimum sentence here is 4 years with a maximum of 30. And I'm like, And when you don't take a deal, they don't give you the minimum. They just don't. When you don't take a deal and you lose trial, they're not going to give you the minimum. Then that's their bargaining power. You plead guilty, we'll give you 4. If you go to trial, motherfucker, you're going to get 20. Right? So that's how they make you deal. And I'm like, fuck. So I said, I can't cooperate. And I said, Your Honor, can I ask you a question? He goes, yeah, what is it? I said, this happened to me. Some guy sets me up, right? And now here I am sitting in front of you. And they want me to do that to somebody else? I said, what kind of person would I be if I put someone in the same position I'm in? And the judge goes, I can't say anything to that. But at least, I just wanted to fucking I just tried to put that in there, just to get it in his head. So anyway, make a long story short, we tried everything to get out of it. And I go to trial. And in the day before trial, they said the same thing. Make this go away, right? Make it go away. Go in the hallway and plead this fucking thing down. They came back with the same bullshit. He's got to cooperate. Name on a piece of paper, anything. And here's what the hiccup was. They knew I was Italian. They knew we had a code, and they knew fucking certain people were going to see certain things. If I cooperated in any way, that would have just taken me right out. That'd have been it. Done. Right? Caucci's a rat.
Yeah.
He's a rat. It wasn't so much where they really wanted. That's why they dropped it down to put a name on a piece of paper. They probably didn't care if the name was real or not. But if I was to write a name on a piece of paper, they would have put in their report, Caucci provided substantial assistance. He provided a name with a phone number, Yep. And on the streets, I'm a rat, right? Yep. It's over. It's over. So I said, I can't do that. So day before trial, said the same thing, pleaded out. So I go to trial. I'm in trial. And here's how fucked up trial is. The jury doesn't even know how much time you're getting if you're found guilty. So I'm thinking, wait a minute. I'm talking to my attorney. He goes, I go, wait, they don't know I'm looking at 30 years? He goes, no. I go, why not? He goes, well, Florida law, the only time they know, well, at least back then, what the sentence is going to be is on death penalty cases. They know if you're found guilty, you're going to get the fucking electric chair. I said, so most of these motherfuckers up there probably think if I'm found guilty, I'm going to go home. I might get a slap on the wrist. They have no clue they're sending my ass to prison. He goes, you're exactly right.
Damn.
I'm like, well, fuck this. So I'm going to find out how to fucking let them know. So we're in trial and they're asking me questions and I'm stalling and he's trying to get on a roll and he would ask a question and I would every time he asked a question, I'd ask to speak to my attorney. So my attorney would have to come up and I'd have to whisper in his ear something because you never want him to get on a roll, but and get you, talking. And I'm thinking and I'm going back and forth and I'm really, sticking it up the guy's ass. And the prosecutor says something and the judge says something to me and I go, Your Honor, listen, I'm doing the best I can. I don't want to go to prison for 30 years. And boy, when I said that, fucking prosecutor, no objection, he about fucking shit his fucking pants, this guy. Objection. I'm like, what? He goes, Mr. Caucci, you're not supposed to. I said, what'd I do? All I said was they're going to send me to prison for fucking 30 years. That's what they're doing, right? That's what they want to do. He fucking losing it, right? Dismiss the fucking jury. I go, I don't understand, Your Honor. What are you talking about? So they go, now they're asking for a mistrial. So they ask, do you want a mistrial? And they're going back and forth. And the state goes, no, we're not going to have a mistrial. We're just going to tell the jury to disregard it. I was thinking, yeah, all right. They know. The jury knows, right? They know. So that didn't fucking help, though, because they found me guilty anyway. I was like, God damn. I mean, I was guilty as can be. I mean, there was no getting around it. They got me the telephone. They got the fucking video camera. The guy's got a wire on them. They think they got the fucking boss of Chicago here. I mean, really? Are you going to spend this much money on a trial for an ounce of Coke?
Yeah.
An ounce of Coke is $700. This is stupid. This is fucking stupid.
How much time did they give you?
Well, this was great. So it comes sentencing day, right? Right before sentencing, I'm in the hallway and they tell the prosecutor tells my attorney, the arresting officers are coming. They're going to crucify him. I was like, what the fuck? What do you mean? You didn't have to tell me that. You could have kept that to yourself. That didn't help. And he comes and tells me that they said they're going to crucify you. I'm like, fuck, man. Must have had a heart attack. Right? Look at it. I'm thinking 30 fucking years. This is fucking stupid, man. 30 fucking years in a state prison too. So nasty. Ugh. So it's time for fucking sentencing. Coker comes, and he sits on his bench, does his thing. Goes, all right, the fucking Caucci sentencing. Prosecution goes, oh, Your Honor, we're gonna need a slight postponement. The arresting officers aren't here. He goes, I'm not waiting. Let's get moving. Let's get moving. I'm not waiting for them. So they were fucked up in a traffic jam somewhere. Nice, huh?
Yeah.
Never made it. So they get up there and they talk all this shit. He's this and that. And when they were done, I was afraid of myself. I was like, God, am I that bad? Really? That was fucked up. So then my attorney gets up there and he goes, Your Honor, he's 16. He's never been arrested. No violence. The only reason he's here is because he's Caucasian. That's it. There's no other reason he's here. And we basically, you're not sentencing this guy to prison. You're sentencing this young man you're ruining the rest of his life is over if we do this. So the judge goes like this. He goes, okay, Mr. Caucci, you got anything to say? I was like, no, Your Honor. He said, take it easy. Take it easy. He goes, I'm sentencing you to 4.5 years as a youthful offender. I was like, fuck, 4.5 years. I'm 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I'll be fucking 21. Oh, no, I was 18 at the time. By the time I went to court, it was 2 years on the street, right? So, yeah, I was 2 years on the street waiting to go to trial. So now I am fucking 18. So 18, 19, 20. I'm 20. I'm thinking I'm going to get out of prison when I'm 20 fucking 2. So he goes, sentence you to 4.5 years of the useful offender. And then he goes, with a recommendation of boot camp. Bang! Right? And he clicks the fucking mallet. And the prosecutor loses his shit. Yeah, and he's having a fucking abortion, this guy. I'm like, what the fuck happened? He goes, oh, shit. And I go, what? He goes, oh, you scored, man. You made out good. I go, what is it? He goes, 90 days. I go, 90 days? He goes, boot camp, 90 days, you're done. I go, what is it? He goes, man, you got to go to, it's like military. I said, when do I go to boot camp? He goes, well, you got to get there first. And once you get there, it's 90 days from the time you get there. So I'm thinking, oh my God, I got fucking 90 days. There's nothing you can do to make me not get through 90 fucking days of boot camp. I don't give a fuck if I got to sleep in dog shit for 90 days. I'm going to make it. So there was only one time I didn't think I was going to make the boot camp.
How come?
They gave me a fucking log to carry on a telephone pole, right? But it was about 3.5 feet of telephone pole. Okay. And you got stages of boot camp. So you start with a red hat and you go to a green hat, then blue hat, and then gold hat, I think is the final one, right? So as you get up towards the end, I think it was a blue hat, man, your room inspection, you better be, when I mean fucking zero dirt.
Jeez.
I mean, I'm not exaggerating when I mean zero dirt. You better not have a grain of fucking dirt in your room. You're in there for hours with a Q-tip trying to clean shit up.
Damn.
So one morning, it was like 4:30 when we woke up. I had no clue. We're lined up to go run because that's what you do in the morning. You fucking run your ass to breakfast. Oh no, you run to the gym first to do your morning fucking exercises. They go, Caucci, Washington, pick up a date. And I was like, oh shit. And I remember Washington's face. He was like, oh shit. I said, what happened? I had a piece of dirt, one speck on my soap. And that motherfucker circled it. He circled it with a pen on a white piece. Your soap has to be clean. So when you wash your hand, you got to make sure there's no hair in it. There's no dirt in it. I had a piece of dirt in my soap, and he circled that motherfucker. And I failed room inspection.
Wow.
When I picked up that log, I was like, all right, not too bad. Okay. It's weight-wise, not too bad. But when I started running, I'm just running to the chow hall, and that's like a 5-minute run, if that, right? And your little fucking collarbone here with your shoulder bone, and that bitch is bouncing up and down. Well, I got this fucker for 2 days, and every day we run around the compound, which is 2 miles, and you can't drop it. You drop it, you get another 2 days. So after the first day, my shit was fucked up, right? And as you're running and running, you sleep with it, you shower with it, you eat with it, you put it in your bed with it, you have to wax it and clean it. So it's like a joke, right? But on the second day, like this is in the morning, if you don't pass, you go back to prison. That's how your ass is going back. There was guys in there were 10 years that got 90 days.
Really?
90 days ago, yeah. First offense only. It has to be first offense. Damn. And a lot of guys, there was like 33 of us that started. 6 of us went home. The other fucking
went back to prison or whatnot.
Went back to prison.
Wow. That's fucking.
Second day, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take some toilet paper and stick it on my shoulder for, you know. But if I got caught with that toilet paper, it's over. It's called contraband. Anything outside your cell. So I made it. Fucking, I don't know how, but I made it.
God damn. Yeah.
And my room was so damn clean after that. Forget about it. Holy moly. So after that, it was got out, stayed good for a little bit, and then I mean, we could talk for fucking hours here.
I know.
I could talk for hours. I'll tell you one more story. Maybe we can do another one because this will go. I did an interview with a dude, 8 hours.
8 hours?
8 hours. Just story. His jaw was like this.
Are you serious?
8 hours. We're going boom, 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 boom. We're basically going down the book, one after another, after another. He had set it up. He had set it up for 2 hours, thinking, "Oh, this is, you know." I always set him up for 2 hours. I said, 2 hours ain't going to be enough for you. In 2 hours, you're going to be creaming in your pants. You're going to be like, what the fuck? And then it was 8 hours went by, and he was like, damn, this is the best shit I've ever heard in my life. You should have seen him. So now I get out of prison, and there's a big party for me. Carlos sends me, I got 20 grand in an envelope, and we're at Joe Sonkins, where all the wise guys are there. And it was just like all right, you popped your cherry type of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I got to lay low for a little bit. And then my brother was like, you know what? Why don't we, you know, I said, motherfucker, I just got out. Are you seriously? I just got out. He goes, I'll do it. Don't worry about it. I'll do it. So I was like, all right. Little by little. Then he goes, he makes a deal with one of his buddies, his real good friend of his. And he's like, he needs it was a quarter key or half a key? One of the two, quarter key, half a key. Not much, a quarter. Guy's coming in from New York. I said, all right, who's the guy we go? I knew his friend, really good friend of his. I said, all right. I said, listen, if this motherfucker, not your friend, but it was his friend that he was good with, but his friend had another guy coming from New York. So I said, all right, this guy that's coming from New York brings anyone with him, you just fucking leave. Just pretend you don't even know anything and just leave or flush that shit down the fucking toilet. So they're at Bennigan's, and he's sitting at the table with his buddy. And who comes in? The guy from New York, and he brings someone with him. And my brother was like, oh, God. He was stuck. He goes, oh, this is my cousin so-and-so. That was the fucking cop. Right? And I had told my brother, I said, listen, I'm calling you exactly 3 o'clock. If you don't answer that fucking phone, if you don't beat me, send me a beat back at 3 o'clock, I know you're pinched. It's just haul ass if someone was there. 3 o'clock comes. I'm like, fucking nothing. 3:05. I said, oh shit, better clean this house out. So I end up calling Hallandale Police Station, right? I had cleaned out everything, and I said, hey, there's dispatch. I said, do you think my brother was on a fight? He had a fight at the beach. And can you tell me what his bond is? How much to bail him out? And the lady goes, oh, sure. What's his last name? I said, oh, it's Caucci. She goes, well, he's arrested, but not for fighting. I was like, really? What is it? And she goes, trafficking cocaine. I said, oh, okay. So, yeah. So then, house is cleaned out. I'm like, let me get the fuck. I get a lounge chair. I get in the front yard. I got my door open because I know they're coming, boy. They're going to come in hot. So I'm sitting in the front yard drinking a Coca-Cola with the door open. Here they come. Woo! Up to the front door. I said, motherfuckers, the door's open. Don't tear anything up. House is clean. So that was just one of my, fuck you guys.
You got to be able to do that once.
Yeah, once in a while. Well,
Once in a while.
I had so many of those where the cops were. Well, they ended up, I had a lot of fuck yous, but at the end, I'm the one that got fucked, right? So yeah, there was quite a few of them where I had once where the FBI was following me. They were actually right. My mom picked them out.
Really?
Because you're being tailed. I'm
How'd
like,
she
what?
spot that?
What? She goes, yep, that car. I'm like, all right. She goes, take a left here. So I take a left into Publix parking lot. I'm going around. This motherfucker's going, get back on the Hallandale Beach Boulevard. I go over the bridge east and go over the intercoastal. Now I'm on A1A. I'm on the beach and I do a U-turn. This motherfucker does a U-turn and goes back over the bridge with me. I'm like, oh shit, this is motherfucking. Now, some shit had gone down. So I'm at the red light and I get out of the car, walk up to the guy, and the guy's sitting there like this, right? Holding on to the steering wheel. 2 and 10. He's just sitting there holding on the steering wheel. I tap on this fucking window. I said, hey. I said, I'm going to the Aventura Mall, pal. You said, why don't you park your car and I'll give you a ride? And then you can take your little fucking notes. You can take your notes in the passenger seat. He's like, no. I said, listen, motherfucker, I seen you from, my mom actually spotted you. I said, I seen your ass go through Publix, over the bridge. Now you're behind me. And, this is where I'm headed. So it was a fed.
Oh, that's what it came down to.
A month and a half later, I think I got pinched on the federal case.
Oh, okay. Damn, man. Well, yeah, I was gonna say. So, I mean, if you want to do a part two, I suppose we can. Unless you want to keep going, I don't know how much time you got. I mean, it's up to you, man.
Yeah. Let me tell you, what's one of the. Well, you want to hear some more mob stories? You want to hear something in another country?
I think I want to hear my audience. They really like the mob stuff, so I think
okay. Well, I'm gonna give you a real good one from the mob. So there was this guy named Mario Adamo. You can Google this motherfucker, still out there. I don't know how. Well, man, he's probably dead by now, but because he was 50 at the time. It's been a while. It was 95.
Okay. Yeah, so that would have been almost fucking 25 years ago, 23 or something like that.
He'd be dead by now, hopefully. Anyway, this cocksucker, Mario Adamo, he had done time for, I don't know what the fuck he did time for. Drugs, I think, might have been drugs. He did 15 years. He did his time, 15 years. Didn't talk. And then gets deported. He gets deported to Italy. So now this son of a bitch, he's in Italy. He's doing time. Oh, he's doing life in Italy.
Damn. After they deported him?
Yeah, he had another charge in Italy. So first he came here, then he did his time here. Now he goes to Italy. Now he's sitting in Italian jail. What's he do? He calls the fucking feds. And he goes, listen, you get me out of prison here, and I'll give you this, and this, and this, and this. Our government gets his ass out of prison in Italy, brings his ass back to the United States, so he can set up a whole bunch of fucking people.
Damn.
And paid him $200,000 a year.
200?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he was making fucking money. All expenses paid, fucking vacation to the U.S. and citizenship and everything.
Damn. So what crime family was he then?
I have no fucking clue. I don't even know if he was with a crime family, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if he was. It could have just been one of those guys like me that just fucking knew everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because when you're selling that much dope, a lot of times you can't, they don't want you in their family because you're known as a dope dealer. But they want a piece of the action. So you're like untouchable as long as everyone's getting a little piece of the fucking pie.
Right.
So he goes to this guy named Sal. And Sal, what the fuck was Sal's last name? Paul Sanzaro. Fucking nickname Sal. And Sal was from the Jersey, I don't even know how to pronounce that name. Declavante family.
Oh, Cavante. Fuck, I can't say the
Say that.
Cav
Some
the
shit like that.
Cavagate.
You know which one it is. So when
Yeah,
they
yeah,
made fucking what was this TV series about? That guy.
yeah, yeah.
The Sopranos, right?
North Jersey or what? That's where they were
Yeah,
located.
somewhere in Jersey. So anyway, he's from
Eva
one of those
Kant.
fucking the D family.
Yeah.
So he goes to him. Now this guy, he's been around forever. He's got a restaurant. A lot of shit goes in and out of this restaurant. It's called Hemingway's. It was like a historical. This building was just bad to the bone, right? And he owned the restaurant. So Sal goes to Tony. No, what the fuck is that's Mario? Mario goes to Sal and he says, "Look, I need to get 50 keys a week. 50 keys a week. Do you know anybody?" Well, Sal knows my dad. So he tells my dad and da da da. And my dad says, 50 keys a week, I can get you 50 keys a day. My son, blah, 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 tells him fucking, okay, he knows this guy and that guy. All right. So my dad calls me up and tells me, hey, I talk with him. I said, Pop, this doesn't sound right. Nobody is going to ask for 50 fucking keys off the rip like that. They're just not going to do it. They're out there fishing. I said, this is a death trap. He goes, what do you mean? I said, 50 keys. We're talking, let's say we're talking $1 million here, hypothetically, $750,000. I said, how does this work? He goes, well, this is his answer. Well, easy. You bring the hope and they bring the money. I said, and whoever brings the fucking guns goes homes with everything. I said, or it's a fucking shootout. It sounds this is like something kindergartners would do. It just doesn't. He goes, well, do me a favor. Just at least have it sit down and, talk to the guys. I'm like, well, okay. Well, you tell them no mention of drugs at all. Don't mention this shit. We'll talk about something else. Okay. Diamonds. We're talking about diamonds. Right. He goes, all right. So we set up a meeting and we were in Hemingway's. We were in Hemingway's for the meeting. And here comes Mario and Sal. I mean, it's not Sal. I've seen him before. And he goes, oh, hey, kid, how you doing? And he goes, you remember me? And I'm like, I didn't remember him. But apparently I used to run around his bar when I was little. And I used to make drinks for the guys. I was in so many fucking bars, I can't remember what was what, right? No, I used to come in and I used to make drinks and da-da-da. I used to give you $20 all the time with you and everybody else. And I was good friends with your grandfather. And my dad's like, yeah, he was. Okay. So then he introduces me to this guy. Mario comes. Okay. Well, Mario brings somebody with him. And I'm like, who's this guy? And he goes, well, Mario's the driver. This was their story. Mario's the driver. And this other guy named Alex, he's the money guy. I'm like, okay. So I was like, all right, gentlemen, what's up? And they go, okay, well, we've been in business for X amount of time, blah, 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 blah. And we're looking, we need someone who can consistently, get us 50 keys a week. I said, 50, what? 50 fucking. I said, I don't deal in drugs. I thought this was a diamond deal. He goes, what? I go, Sal, what the fuck do you bring? What did you get me into? I got all this on tape. I go, Sal, what the fuck did you get me into? Were you bringing drug dealers here? And I don't want nothing to do with the fucking drugs. Sal goes, oh, no. And then they're talking, they're fucking going back and forth. I said, listen, I want nothing to do with it. Sal goes, let me talk to you guys. And they go, what do you think we're cops? I says, I don't know. Why would I think you're cops? I'm dealing diamonds.
Damn, man.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what the fuck I think you're cops? I'm dealing diamonds. I'm not worried about cops. So they come back. I said, now, these guys want diamonds or they want drugs? If they want drugs, it's not me. I'm not the one. They go, no, they want diamonds. I said, okay, we're talking diamonds. We're on the same page here. So I said, I can get you diamonds and only diamonds. I said, but if you want 50 top of the line fucking 1 carat grade A diamonds, how are we going to do this? How would this deal work in this fantasy hypothetical situation that we're in? Because right now this is just a fantasy and we're all hypotheticals, because how would we do this in fucking fantasy land? And I go, well, you would bring us the diamonds and we would check them out and we would bring the money. And then I said, really? And whoever brings the guns goes homes with everything. And they look at him and, oh, nobody's ripping anybody off. I says, okay, understood. I said, Sal, do you trust these people? He goes, with my life. I said, do you trust them with your life? He goes, yes. I said, you two guys, do you trust Sal? They go, yeah. I go, how much do you trust him? Well, I trust him with my life. I said, then very good. I have the answer to our deal. I'm like, what is it? I said, this is so simple. You give him, Sal, $750,000, and then you fuck off. And then Sal and I will do a deal. I give him the diamonds, and he gives me the $750,000. And then once Sal has his diamonds, then you guys can go meet Sal and pick him up. See how he's, oh, we can't do that. I go, what do you mean? Oh, because I said, then you don't trust Sal with your fucking life. You're full of shit. Yeah. Because if you really trusted him with your life, what's $750,000? You know, put him right in the fucking spot. So I said, listen, guys, to me, I'll give you my honest opinion is you're a bunch of fucking, either one, you're a bunch of fucking amateurs. Two, you're out to rip someone off, or three, you're cops. And I got cops. I said, because this shit doesn't fucking sound right. It stinks. We've been doing this for 10 years. I go, you've been doing it for 10 years. Then where's your fucking connection, pal? Oh, he can't get it anymore. And I said, what? You're out there fishing on the street for fucking 50 diamonds a week? I said, what are you, stupid? So you trying to get someone killed? That's a lot of fucking money, man. Oh, blah, 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 blah. I said, yeah, you guys are fucking, you're no good. You're no fucking good. Then that's where he came. I'm no good. Check me out. Check, here's my name. You check me out. So I said, actually, I will fucking check you out. So I checked him out. So now I'm thinking, this motherfucker did 15 years. It doesn't, you couldn't find out about the deportation, right? Did the 15 years and didn't talk. His name was good on the street. He was good. So now I'm thinking, am I the one who's fucking paranoid here? Is this whole thing, you know, this thing in my head? So I'm talking to my dad. I'm like, yeah, you know what, Dad? I still don't, doesn't sound good. He goes, well, how about this? He goes, I'll do it. I said, well, you do it. I want nothing to do with it. So I'll give you, how about we start with a kilo? I give you 1 kilo and you could go over there and you guys can do what the fuck you want. And then call me back when you got the fucking money. So he goes, all right, we'll do a kilo. We did a kilo for like, I don't know, it was $18,000. Give him the kilo. Calls me up, says, got the money? Just like that. I said, 1 kilo and 50 kilos are 2 different fucking things. So we ended up going back and forth. I ended up talking to Sal a couple more times. Sal came up with a story like, you know what? This one guy, Alex, he's no longer involved because the Alex guy was the one that really fucking bothered me. The Mario guy, you know, I could tell he wasn't a cop. There's no cops that good. He was a good talker. The other guy I didn't really trust. So I go, Sal, listen, you're okay. This Mario guy I think's okay. I said, you got this restaurant. He goes, yep. I go, how about this? I'll do something with you and nobody else. If something goes south, I'm taking your fucking restaurant. He goes, deal. I go, deal. I said, there's no getting out of it. If you fuck up, I'm taking your restaurant. There's no fucking getting out of it. He goes, deal. Like I said, I trust a guy with my life. So I went and figured his restaurant was actually worth about, cash-wise, $170,000 I could get out of it. It was $1 million, $2 million building, but you know, he only could get about $140,000 out of it, you know, because he owed so much money to the fucking bank. Mm-hmm. So, all right, I'm going to give you 7 bricks. All right, you do 7 bricks. You go do your shit. You come back. I'll give you another 7 bricks, and we'll do this until you got fucking your 50 keys. All right, you know, after the first 3 runs, you're not getting busted. They're not cops. You know, they're not going to let fucking 21 bricks go by. You do 7, you come back with the money for 7. Fuck, I can give him 15. And then come back and give him another, and then the end of the load. So he goes, okay, deal. I give him the 7 bricks, and I say, all right, go to his house. Here you go. I'll see you later. Call me when you're done. He calls me. It's supposed to be ready at 12 o'clock. He calls me at, I don't know, 12:10. oh my God, help me, help me, help me. I'm like, what, help what? Oh my, they ripped me off. They ripped me off. I said, ripped who ripped what off, Sal? You got to come over. You got to come over. I says, come over, Sal. I'm in Miami. I wasn't in Miami. I was like fucking down the block. But just in case they were listening, I said, Sal, what are you talking about? They ripped me off. They ripped me off. I said, they took the merchandise. I said, Sal, what merchandise? I gave you 120,000 cash. What did you do with it? Right? So I'm just saying on the phone in case I'm getting recorded. I said, I gave you cash. I hope to God you didn't do something stupid. What are you talking about? You got to come quickly. You got to come quickly. Da, da, da. And I'm like, oh, fuck. So I hang up on him. So now I'm thinking, oh, fuck. Either it's one, a ripoff, or two, it's the feds. Because the fucking feds can get very fucking creative. So some time goes by and it's collection time, right? Because, I got this shit from down south of Miami and they're like, listen, I said, it's not a lot of money. I know the guy, don't worry. They go, well, we need the money and I could pay it if I want to, but I got to keep the pressure on. So I'd rather not pay it because they're going to come, right? So I go, listen, let's just, let's give him a little wake up call here. Because he was a little slow on the paperwork as far as the restaurant. I want the restaurant. So I said, let's send what's his name over here. And he goes, all right, good idea. So Sal, it was Valentine's Day, right? Sal's hiding in his house. And a guy comes, knocks on the door, and he goes, got flowers for you. Valentine's Day. Sal goes, flowers for me? He goes, yeah, and this too, motherfucker. Fucking gun in the mouth, drags him in the fucking drags him by his hair into the fucking bedroom, sticks his face into the fucking bed, puts the gun to the back of his head, and Charles shit himself. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. He's kicking puts him in a fucking chair. Says, I'll sign it up. I'll sign the papers tomorrow. I swear. No more games. And he goes, I swear. Anyway, this guy likes to play crazy. He goes in there and fucking plays Russian roulette with him. Sticks a bullet in the thing, spins it, snap, puts the thing to his head and says, because he was crying for God. It was God, oh God, please. We're going to see if you're telling the truth or not, basically. He pulls the trigger, snap. Guy about fucking has a heart attack. There was no firing pin in it. On purpose. Took the firing pin out. So it would have went off anyway. So Sal calls me after the guy leaves. Guy ties him up, goes in the fucking refrigerator, makes himself a sandwich.
A sandwich.
What a fucking character. Yeah. Sal calls me, oh my God, please don't send. I'll have it tomorrow. I said, what are you talking about? They came over. The Colombians came over my house. They're going to kill me. I said, Sal, I don't know anything about any Colombians coming to your house. I don't know what you did or who you pissed off. All I know is you make some promises. You better fucking stick to it. He goes, I'll have the papers tomorrow. I promise. I says, whatever. I told you I'm out of this because I pretended I had nothing to do with it anymore. I said, I'm out. You don't want to fucking pay up? I'm out. Let them deal with it. The collection process has started. So he thought, okay, yeah. He's a gangster. So then the next day, now Sal has to go and tell his fucking mafia buddies what he did because little did I know the Colombos were back in that restaurant. They had just put in about $150,000 to remodel it. That was going to be their fucking place to hang out. First of all, launder money, everything. That was going to be their hub. This was a beautiful fucking restaurant, right? And that was their spot. And they just put $150,000 into it. So now Sal had to go and tell these guys what he had done. And now that the Colombians are after him and they want the restaurant. And the Italians are like, fuck those Colombians. What restaurant? And who? Caucci? You fucking tell that little cocksucker that we're here. And he goes, he ain't going to listen. The lawyer's drawing up the papers right now. The lawyer. He goes, what's the lawyer's name? He goes, it's Anton over in Hollywood. He goes, well, I know that motherfucker. So the fucking mob goes over there. Joey Flowers goes with a couple fucking bozos. And they walk into the attorney's office. And he says, hey, you tell that kid that fucking restaurant belongs to us. They knew him. They knew who the attorney was. The attorney knew who they were because this was a funny attorney. You know what I mean? He did paperwork for all the guys. He knew exactly where they were. So he calls me up and goes, hey, Cooch. He goes, fucking Joey Flowers was over here. I go, what for? He goes, the restaurant, it's theirs. So I'm thinking, okay. Either it is theirs or Sal fucking needed a lifeline and they're just coming in to clean up the job. And they do that all the time, you know? They go, okay, who did that in Goodfellas? Was it Goodfellas? Yeah, Goodfellas. Fat Paulie.
Mm-hmm.
The guy goes, oh, they're in my restaurant. I can't. I goes, well, I need a partner, right? I need a partner. Yeah. I don't know nothing about the restaurant business. Please be my partner. Now he's got a fucking partner. And boom, drain the fucking. So I'm thinking, mate, you know, he could have went crying to them, help, I need help. Now, okay, we're 50-50 now. We're going to help you out. And they really had nothing to do with it. But from what I heard was they actually did have a piece of that restaurant. They did put money in it. So I go and I call Joey Flowers. Okay, Joey, it's Caucci. He goes, I'm at the restaurant. Come see me. I said, I'm coming to see you. I'll be there in fucking 10 minutes. So I go down. There's just 2 or 3 people in the fucking place. So I sit in the booth with Joey Flowers, and it's him and some fucking big gorilla dude. And he goes, you know who I am? I said, stop right there, Joey. Stop. This fucking guy's got to get off the table. Oh, he's with me. I said, I don't give a fuck who he's with. He ain't with me. He's got to go. This is between me and you. He can fucking sit his ass over there and fucking bird dog from the stool, or I leave. He goes, okay, you got to go. So now I'm sitting at the table with Joey. I get up and I sit next to him, uncomfortably close. And he was looking at me like, Joey's older. He's probably, I don't know, he had to be 55, 60 at the time. He was getting up there. So he starts with this, you know, who are me? Or I said, Joey, listen, I know who you are. You're respected. I understand. I know your friends of friends. I know. I've been fucking down here my whole life. Okay. He goes, listen, kid, you can't take the restaurant. I says, they're taking the restaurant. It ain't me. He goes, how much are you owed? I said, 130,000. And Joey goes, well, we got 150,000 into it or something like that. Some around there. Joey goes, how about this? Joey goes, you give me 100,000 and you can have the restaurant. I said, that's not how it's going to work. I said, Joey, we're going to take the restaurant and there's nothing you can do to stop it. He goes, well, fucking over my dead body. I said, listen, Joey, here's how it's going to go down. I said, you guys got rules. No women, no children, no drugs, none, all this stuff, right? You guys got these rules and parameters that you got to stay inside. So you know what the cartel has? They got nothing. No fucking rules. They got fuck you, pay me. That's their one and only rule. They will come. I said, they will send fucking 10 guys on a boat, on a fucking cargo boat. They'll be here next week. They'll come and kill every single one of you. Your moms, your kids, your pets, your goldfish, everyone. And what are you going to do? You're going to go to Colombia and retaliate? Do you know anybody down here you can knock off? Do you know any of their businesses? You know nothing. You have zero power here. These guys will wipe you out. And you could tell he knew what the fuck I was. You could tell he was nervous. And he was like, yeah, okay, yeah, uh-huh. Yeah, you tell him. I said, I'll tell him. You don't want to go down that road. You'll lose. And they'll knock off everybody. You know, one thing, you know, when these guys, they sit in these like they'll sit at a restaurant, like up there on Mulberry Street, and they'll be in the corner with fucking all their guys hanging around with them. See the old John Gotti tapes, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
John Gotti with John A. Light, and they're sitting in that little club during the day.
Yeah.
Imagine Gotti being over there, right? And one of his guys or one of his capos got into a middle of something with some cartel people. They know where you're at.
Yeah.
You're there every fucking day.
Mm-hmm.
The feds fucking parked across the street videotaping you.
Yeah.
All they got to do is send in a fucking brrrah. And what are you going to do? They'll be gone. See ya. They get on the boat and they wipe out everybody. Just like that. Simple.
Yeah.
So that was one reason they didn't like to fuck with the drugs, because of the retaliation is almost impossible.
Yeah.
Almost impossible. Unless you're dealing with other people in the U.S. But when it comes to the fucking cartels, I'm sorry, but it's foreigners are a lot more dangerous in the United States than we are. 100 times. Mexicans, they cross the border, they come here, they knock you off, and they go back to Mexico. Good luck finding them. Right? If you have an American, now you can have a war, two guys back and forth, right? But when they come from another country, you're in trouble.
Yeah, because like you said, you don't know when or if they go back. You have no idea where they're at. You have
You
no
have no idea
connections.
where they're at. Where are you going to go? You're going to go in the fucking jungle and find these people? Nah,
No.
and fucking possible. It's not a war to fight. It's just they got to know when to fucking walk away. So, we went back and forth with that, and I ended up, before there was going to be a complete bloodbath, because that's what it was going down that road. It was going to be a bloodbath. And I'm thinking, I wasn't 100% that this wasn't the Fed's intention. Something in the back of my fucking brain was going, wait a minute, this would be the best fucking setup of all time.
Yeah.
Feds do this. We bring in you got the mafia on one end, you got the cartel on the other. There's a goddamn bloodbath, and boom. What a case, right?
Yeah, because I mean, you think about it, if you guys started wiping each other out, the drugs and everything, they got a solid, cases proof and everything.
And they don't care. It's not like they're going to try to stop it, which was really odd, because they went and ripped off Sal, knowing Sal could have got killed in a second.
Mm-hmm.
They put his life out there. Like, you know what? They're not watching him 24/7.
No.
They just ripped him off and basically waited for him to get killed. Because that's what was going to, that he was so fucking close. So then I'm thinking, all right, I got my guys calling. What do we do? They don't care. They're going to fucking go back to Colombia, right? They're not worried about living around here. I'm thinking, oh shit, what's another way to solve this fucking problem without killing everybody? And I had spoken to a couple of attorneys, and I said, what do you think about this being the feds? He goes, hey, listen, I've heard of some stories where the feds do worse than this. I'm like, really? And he goes, but how long? It was almost a year, this going back and forth. We're about a year. And then I called, who was it? It was Chili again. I called Chili again. I said, Chili, I got a problem. He was in jail, of course. He's always in jail. And he said, go see so-and-so. So I went and saw, what was it, Steve Maruka. And he was with another friend of mine, but he's still around, the other guy, so I'm not going to mention his name. So I told him what happened. And he goes, oh, it's the Colombos, huh? Steve Maruka, he's just as nuts as the fucking Colombians. He goes, those motherfuckers, I'll go in there and I'll shoot everyone. I was like, oh, fuck. I was thinking to myself, I'm trying to avoid this, man.
Yeah.
We'll go in there. We're like, if they don't want to pay, we'll go in there like the wild, wild west. I was like, oh, Jesus. So anyway, we were getting close. They were having sit downs. They were getting close to fucking collect. And there was a night I had 50, I think I had 50 keys. They had 50 keys in an apartment in Miami, Brickell Avenue, right? And this thing's still sitting on the side. I can tell I'm getting followed. Like I told you, that guy following me. So This is during that time, the guy's following me. But I'm just thinking, fuck, if they wanted to arrest me, they would have arrested me already. Because I've seen guys following me for months now. It's months gone by. I got tailed. I saw a guy sitting in their car, like hiding, like trying to look over the steering wheel. And it's the same car over and over. It was a red fucking Jeep Cherokee. I'm like, oh, here they are again. So I'm thinking, they're just fishing. They got nothing. Otherwise, they would have arrested me. So I'm with my dad. He calls me up and goes, "Hey, come over for lasagna." All right. I go there. I'm hanging out with my buddy George. We're talking. It's like 9 o'clock at night. Time to go home. And me and George, my dad's on the third floor of like a condo. So I'm out in the parking lot with him. And I noticed that same red Jeep Cherokee parked in the fucking corner. And I see the guy hiding behind his fucking steering wheel. But I, pretend I don't look at it. I just, "Hey, George," I said, "we're being fucking, we got a tail again." He goes, "Really?" I go, "The fucking cocksucker's over there in the corner." He goes, "Where?" I said, he was a boxer. I said, let's fuck around, box. I said, "You circle to my right, look over my shoulder." So we're in the fucking, da, da, da. He goes, "I see those cocksuckers." I said, "All right, I'll catch you tomorrow." So he goes his way, I go my way, and I go down to back to Brickell, where I've got, I don't know, the remaining 50 kilos inside it, in an apartment, not a condominium. So we had a rule. When we got dope in this house, we never used the phone, not the landline, because back then we had star 67. You remember star 67?
Yeah. But it's still around too. You can
Yeah,
still use
it
it.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it would tell you, I believe, when you came home and if you wanted to know who the last person who called you was, you'd pick up your phone, you push star 67, and it would repeat the last number that called you. That's it.
Mhm.
All right. So repeat the last number you called you. So the reason we didn't want to use that is if you ever called somewhere and the cops got that incoming call, or they go star 67, they know exactly where it came from. They just look up the phone number and they know the address. That's simple. Boom. So never pick up the fucking phone. So I'm sitting there. I don't know. Went out that night, came back, talking to some broad on the fucking phone, on my cell phone, until my battery dies. Right? Just fuck battery dies. So I go to sleep. Fuck it. It's like 5 a.m. I get like an hour's sleep, and my beeper start beep, beep, beep at 6 o'clock in the morning. Fucking beep. I check the beepers, 911, 911. I'm like, uh-oh, my dad's house, 911, 911. Now, I thought, because he was sick, he was drinking too much fucking alcohol and his liver started to fail. And he went to the hospital a couple times. And I'm thinking, uh-oh, it's it. He's finished. His liver gave out or something like that. Now my phone's dead. I've been talking to the bitch all night. So my battery, I can't call. So I think, fuck it, I'll use the landline. So I call and I go, "Hey, Dad, what's up? You all right?" He goes, "I'm being arrested." I'm like, "Oh, fuck, I used a landline. Oh, my God."
Dang.
Yeah, well, I'm in fucking, at least I'm in Miami and he's all the way in Hallandale. That's an hour drive. They couldn't get to me that fast.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, "Who's arresting you?" I'm thinking, is it the fucking FBI, DEA? He goes, no, it's Hallandale Police. I'm like, oh, wow, that was a relief. Hallandale Police arresting you. It's like fucking city police coming to arrest you. I go, all right, well, I know it's going to be something. Would he do something stupid? Did he cash a check or fake check? My dad doesn't do that type of shit either, but a couple of Hallandale police officers, not a big deal. So he said, they want to talk to you. They want to know if you can come down and secure the premises. They don't want to haul me off to jail and leave the place empty. I'm like, okay, I'll talk to him. He goes, "Hey, how are you doing? Is this Anthony?" I said, "Yeah, what's up?" He goes, "Yeah, we got a warrant." Yeah, he played it fucking cool. "We got a warrant for your dad. We're just going to take him down to the judge this morning. And if you could just come down here and secure the premises, because we're going to take him out with handcuffs. We don't want to leave his unit empty. Someone could come and rob the place." And I thought, maybe. Okay. I says, "I'm all the way in Miami, man." I said, "It's going to take me an hour to get down there to fucking 7 o'clock in the morning with the traffic." He goes, "It is what it is." He goes, "We can wait." So I'm thinking, okay, all right, I'm coming. So I start driving and my brain's going, something doesn't fucking seem right here. So I called Hallandale Police again, like I did with my brother. I said, "Hey guys," lady answered, said, my dad's getting arrested. Could you tell me what he's being arrested for? Can you check what type of warrant?" She goes, "Sure, hold on. Let me get the warrant department." So, easy. You check. She goes, "What's his name, spelling?" I said, "Caucci." She goes, "Oh, no, we don't have an arrest." I says, "Really?" I said, "Well, the Hallandale Police is arresting him right now." She goes, "Well, sometimes we we escort Broward Sheriff's Office. So it could be the sheriff, and we just happen to be there with him. So she said, try the sheriff's office. I'm like, okay, cool. So I called BSO, same fucking thing. Nope, we don't got a warrant for him. I'm thinking, okay, wait, either he's getting kidnapped, which could be, or it's the fucking feds. I'm like, okay, and they're calling. Now I'm on the phone with Broward Sheriff's Office, and I got these fuckers calling me from my dad's house. So I tell them, hey guys, I'm on my way. Just sit tight. I'm about half hour away. So I'm near Hialeah, which was one of my girlfriends or ex-girlfriend. I can't remember what she was. Anyway, I get off and I pull into her house. I said, no, Elvis, I gotta use your phone. She goes, what's up? I said, I gotta call my attorney. I can't call from this fucking phone anymore. So I called my attorney. I had 2 pending cases with this. I had 2 trafficking fucking charges and some other shit. Who knows? So I'm on 2 pending cases. I wasn't worried about it because I was going to knock the guy off anyway. I was going to kill the rat. So I wasn't even worried about it. I was just waiting to find out where the fucker was. But I didn't need a 3rd case, because if I got a 3rd case, they'd lock me up and not let me out on bail. You don't get 3 bails. You get 2. Right? I don't need a 3rd case, because then I can't get the rat. Now I'm fucked. I've got 2 cases I'm going to prison for, because the rat will be safe, plus whatever this bullshit is. So I called my attorney. I said, listen, buddy, I said, something ain't right. They're arresting my dad, and it's not the state, it's not the city, I said, it could be the feds. And he goes, yeah, it could be. I said, can you fucking find out? And he laughs at me. He goes, no, I can't find out. Feds aren't going to tell me if it's them. If it's a sealed indictment, it's a sealed indictment. They'll never tell me. I said, listen, cocksucker, at least try. Fucking pick up the phone and call, and I'll call you back in 5 minutes. He said, okay. Fucking 5 minutes later, I call. He goes, well, it's the fucking feds. They got your dad, you, and they went on the fucking list. He goes, the cocksuckers, the district attorney couldn't keep it to himself. He just had to fucking gloat and blab. We got those fucking Caucci's, blah, blah, blah. Thank God that fucking prosecutor couldn't keep his fucking mouth shut. So I know, and he tells me the whole thing. So now it was the 7 kilos, went right back to that restaurant deal. That whole thing was the fucking restaurant with Sal and Mario, and all those fucking people were in it. Except Mario wasn't in the indictment because he was the rat. So I'm like, oh shit. Then I went to fucking 50 keys that are in the apartment down there. So now I got to go back and get them. Because if they get that, plus this, plus my other 2 cases, fuck, I'm never going to see daylight. This is fuck. Plus, I fucked up. It's my responsibility to pick those bricks up. I can't tell someone else to go get it. You know, they got $1 million worth of shit in there. So I get on the phone and I call my dad's house and I tell him, hey guys, listen, don't you motherfuckers leave. I'm almost there, but there's an accident right here. I'm about 15 minutes away. I tell them I'm still coming. When in the meantime, I went the opposite direction. I went back there towards Miami. And I made some phone calls and I said, listen, bad news, guys. This happened. I'm gonna go in there and get it. If you don't hear from me, don't fucking call. Don't call me. I'll call you. If I make it, I make it. And they're like, okay. And I told them what happened quickly. So as I'm getting closer to the condo in Miami, they keep calling. All right. And they're like, all right, where are you? You know, we're waiting here. We got to go, man. You've been saying. I said, I know, it's traffic. I told you. And I was like 2 blocks away from the apartment in Miami. I said, hey guys, you know what? I'm sorry. I just fucking realized my mom actually lives 2 blocks away. She lives 2 blocks away. I just called her. She's going to be there in 3 minutes and she'll secure the premises. You could hear the disappointment in their fucking voice when they found out I wasn't coming. They're like, oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. So my mom goes there. She fucking secure the fucking premises. So I go and I pull up into this condo. Now this is a condo. People live there, but they have valet parking. I pull into the fucking thing. The guy goes, your keys? I says, no, I'll be right back. So I got the pull in, leave the car on, run into the lobby, fucking hit the elevator button. And I'm thinking, the door's going to open and they're going to tackle me, right? They're going to be up there waiting. Elevator door opens, nobody's there. I run to the door and put the key in, say a quick prayer. I'm thinking, all right, door's open. I'm fucked. They're going to be sitting in there. They're waiting on me. Boom. Nobody. Grab the 2 fucking suitcases. I got 25 bricks in each one. Now I go down the fire exit, right? It was 11 stories. I didn't think it was going to be hard going down. I didn't think, right? But fuck, when 100 pounds on your fucking, that was hard. So I'm going down fast. I'm fucking soaking with sweat by the time I get to the bottom. And I'm running through the lobby with these 2 fucking suitcases, soaking wet, and people are looking. This is a really high end building in Miami. People are just looking at me. I get up to the car, open the fucking door, throw the 2 suitcases in, slam it down, and take off. Right, I'm out of there. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? As I'm driving, I go down the ramp, go down the street, and I get to a stop sign. And as I'm going down the road, I see the fucking lights are coming. Woo, woo, woo. And I'm at the fucking stop sign. I'm like, oh, fuck. Right? What do I do? He goes right by me. Foof. So I keep going. I look in the rearview mirror, nothing. Here comes another one. Foof. And here they come. And then you got the black cars with their fucking hats on. And they're going flying by, going right where I left. I missed them by minutes. Fucking minutes. Man. And you know what I did when I was at my girlfriend's house? When I was at my girlfriend's house, I had called another girlfriend. And I said, I need your car now. Meet me at XYZ place. She knew where it was. I said, I need the car now. I got to switch cars because they're looking for this one. So she goes, all right, I'll be there in 10 minutes. So when I left the girl's house where I called the attorney, I went to another girl, switched cars with her, and went over to the back. So they're looking for a gold 4Runner. I'm in a black fucking Toyota Celica. Right by him. Foof.
Damn.
So then I called the guys and said, listen, I got the shit. Now the guy's in Colombia. And he's like, okay. I said, well, what do you want me to do with it? I said, because now you got to be them. They're fucking thinking, wait a minute. This guy just told me the cops are coming. Did he get busted? Is he setting us up? Is he bringing us 50 keys and gonna, what do we do? I said, listen, you got 3 minutes. Either you tell me where to meet or I'm going to stick it in a dumpster and I'll tell you where it is. So he goes, I'll call you right back. So he called me back and says, where at? He goes, all right, meet me at, it was Miami Subs. Yeah, it was Miami Subs. He goes, meet the skunk. His name was the skunk. He had black hair with a white stripe down the middle. It looked like one of those guys in The Sopranos with the fucking white stripe guy.
Yeah.
He goes, meet him over there. I'm like, all right. So boom, he comes in. Here you go. Fuck, take these fucking things. Bye. See you later. No. Got a fake passport, went to Mexico, left the country.
Damn. They ended up getting you later on then, I suppose.
Yeah, they caught me in Japan.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you want to save that for part 2 then?
Oh, yeah. We'll save that. Japan. I got Japan. Taiwan was fucking crazy.
So you got plenty more stories, man.
Oh, there we go forever.
No, and I appreciate you telling me these because I mean, like when you're telling me this, like I can just envision like a movie. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're...
I skipped a lot. I skipped a lot of stuff. I mean, we get little details here and detail. We can go on and on and on and on. But yeah, I skipped a lot of shit. Remind me to tell you the story about when Carlos gets kidnapped.
Okay, yeah, I actually wrote that one down. I wrote that.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one. Guy gets kidnapped and caught.
Yeah. I think for this one, it was good. We really touched on a lot of the organized crime, the mafia and all that stuff. So with the next one, it'll go into like the foreign stuff, more of the cartel and everything like that.
Okay.
Where can the people get your book, man?
Amazon. Is Mafia made? Just Amazon.
Okay. And that book is kind of like what we talked about mainly, right?
Yeah, it goes all the way to when I get to Japan. That's where it stops when I get to Japan. So the second book, when I write it, that'll be Japan. All of Japan, then getting arrested, coming back, and some shit that happened, in prison and getting out.
Okay. Yeah. Well, if you guys want to check it out, I'll put a link in the description as well. And, thank you, Anthony. I appreciate you coming on and giving me 2 hours of your time, man.
All right, brother, you got it.
Who knew there was so much to learn about the Mafia in Florida? Anthony's got a very interesting story. Anthony almost didn't make it out of the streets and prison to share his life story. So I hope you enjoyed it today. I know I did. Please share it with anyone that you think will enjoy this type of content. Please comment any key takeaways that you got from this interview. Anthony's book will be in the video description. Again, I highly recommend it. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel for more interviews like this. At the end of the video, a playlist will pop up of all my other Mafia related interviews I've done in the past. And I know if you enjoyed this podcast, you'll enjoy my other podcast called A Lifetime of Mafia Tales. I co-host that with Colombo mobster Salvatore Polisi. It's on the same YouTube channel. All you gotta do is go to the homepage and check it out. Thank you again for watching, and of course, we'll see you on the next one.